flippin' excited.
All right. So welcome to episode 6. You actually predicted, maybe you foreshadowed that would be cancelled after episode 6.
4 eps in, 2 to go before we get axed. What's going to happen on this episode?
What are we going to do that's going to be so controversial that we get cut?
The episode that almost didn't make it to air. Not because they were controversial, because they got caught up in their own lives and forgot to edit. Dude, what's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
You know how when you go overseas and you have like a fantastic holiday, you have that amazing feeling, you're full of energy, then you go back to work and you're like, oh man, I just wish I was back on that holiday, like where I was. I kind of have that, except I never went on a holiday. Instead, I just sat on the couch and was unemployed. So it's like, it's a bit bizarre, but that's where my head's at the moment. I'm like, oh, I'm back at work. How nice was it when I just lay down and didn't do anything?
Dude, I totally can empathize with you. Today, I was back in traffic. Oh my God, like I forgot how bad traffic was. It was crazy. Just like car horns, bumper to bumper, people like not letting each other in. And I just realized that I've just been in that like bubble with the people that I like, watching things that I like, not having like scary fuckwits from the outside world come in.
Dude, there's a lot of them out there.
They're out there.
When you're in your bubble, you're in this like place of safety, but yeah, you go back outside. I also like, for myself, I kind of feel like I've forgotten how to drive. I got in the car the other day and I was like, wow, what do I have to do again? I don't know. Everything feels like you have to relearn things.
Yeah, but I think like the hilarious part about the whole thing is that like 2 weeks ago, I remember like we were having a chat and you were just like, dude, I'm just so bored. I'll take like any job. And then like any job comes along times 10 for you. All of a sudden you're like swimming in the deep end. You're like, oh God.
Definitely, it's one of those things like a grass is greener kind of situation.
Don't it always seem to go?
That you don't know what you got till it's gone. You pay paradise, put up a parking lot.
Like beggars can't be choosers. It's like a feast or famine.
0 projects, you're like, oh God. To like 1 project, you're like, oh yeah, this is all right. And then 2 projects, I'm like,
yeah, it's because despite the fact you and I run production companies, realistically, we're just one person with a website. That's really about all it is.
I'm just one person with a website. That's so good. I'm just a dude with a website asking you to push the deadline.
Please. It's all good though. Woo! Episode 6. Hot start. Oh,
hot. Oh. Are you ready for a seg?
Segmente. I am absolutely frothing for some lies or some truths. I don't know. Hit me up, boy. Hit me up.
Believe it or not Ripley's, don't want to get sued. It is illegal to be fat in Japan.
It's illegal to be fat in Japan. Is it as broadly stated as that, or is it about being a particular size?
The law is the Metabo law,
wow.
And it is to do with the size of a waistline.
Well, I have been to Japan, and there's definitely not a lot of fat people, if any. So that might be a thing, but I think it's probably more cultural than legal. How did you find this fact?
I Googled weird facts.
Checks out for sure. To what punishment is the breaking of the law?
There is somewhat of a fine. There is a financial incentive to be not overweight.
Interesting. The way you worded it makes it sound like you get money for not being fat, some kind of like reward. At least it's not some kind of like nationalist bloody fat camp that you have to go to if you're a little pudgy. I'm going to say fiction. I don't know. Like, I know a lot of bizarre laws exist in places, and even in Australia there's some bizarre laws, but being overweight in Japan, I don't call it. I'm out.
Boom. Nailed it.
It was a fiction? Full fiction.
The fiction is because it's not illegal to be fat in Japan. Mm-hmm. Japan requires its citizens aged between 45 and 74 once a year to get their waistlines measured. If you fail to meet the waistline requirement, then your workplace can get not fined, but you have to put money into looking after, sick, fat, old people, essentially.
Saying that the the weight and the health of people in Japan is determined by where they work and their workplace conditions.
Putting the onus on workplaces. So workplaces give out like gym memberships and stuff because it's in their interest for them to stay slim. The Japanese government was concerned about the spiraling health costs of the aging population.
It's a cool idea though, right? Like it means that there's more incentive for workplaces to look after the health and well-being of their staff. I like that idea.
Putting the onus on, say, like an individual it can be pretty rough, you know? But if it's like a workplace where there's already a culture and it's already a big chunk of your day, then I kind of see it.
Although if that would happen in Australia, I would have to find myself because I have not been working out. All I've been doing is eating tacos.
You just send off your money at the beginning of the year. You're like, oh, well.
See you later. Pay that tax. Pay my own fat tax. God damn it.
Employee of the month every month. And also you fire yourself daily.
Yeah, I've not been employee of the month yet, but I'm sure I'm working hard, Mr. Eli.
It's just 12 empty photo frames up on the wall.
Will this be you next month? Please, please. Today we're going to pay homage to one of our favorites. So Breaking Bad. What they do in that show a lot is the point of view. We've decided to put together a bit of a challenge against each other and try to shoot Breaking Bad style point of view, giving some inanimate objects a bit of extra life, bit of a flip of what you might expect.
How did you go with it, by the way? I called you after you'd finished shooting, and
it was so hard. I can't believe how hard it was. Like, I make videos for my profession. This is my career. I make videos, and this was so challenging. It almost ended my relationship with my girlfriend.
You're 12 years.
She was just done. I thought it would take half an hour, and 2.5 hours later, we were just like, this is crazy. I mean, you'll see it when you watch it, but it's just like you have to place the camera in very specific ways to make it work. And I tell you what, it happened a lot that it didn't work out the way I had imagined it in my head. But what about yourself? How did you go?
Like, I think everything always takes twice as long, but this was like 5 times as long. I set myself a challenge of doing 10 shots as well, because I just knew they probably wouldn't all work out. So
let's see it. Serve it up, my friend.
All right, let's do it, baby.
3, 2, 1. Oh, it's a picture frame. I get it. That's clever. Clever. You're a clever motherfucker. I was just watching that and thinking, dude, you can't use a camera as a POV inanimate object. But then I realized that the frame was, you're picking up a frame and putting it on the wall. Bravo, my friend. Bravo. That's fantastic. All right, I want to see number 2.
Pray to Jesus Christ and save me.
Yes, dude. That movement, though.
That's me playing guitar and singing.
Dude, fantastic. It looked like you were in time with the actual soundtrack.
Yeah, I was playing along to the Lumineers.
GoPro, or was that a phone?
No, that was the phone. I just gaffed the phone. Because I'd set myself the goal of 10, I was dumping the footage from the GoPro, and I was like, well, I'm just not going to sit around and like twiddle my fingers, thumbs, or whatever you twiddle. And so I decided to do that one and the next one. So the 2 ones I just kind of made up on the fly, and they're my favorite.
They're your favorite ones. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna watch number 3. Oh, rough. Very much of a GoldenEye vibe, the bullet holes.
Hell yeah, dog.
That last one's my favorite. I enjoyed that because it's twofold. You lifted up the laptop screen and you're looking through the monitor itself with the code on it. They were great.
Thanks, dog.
I enjoyed them thoroughly.
I'm ready for the almost 12-year relationship ending POV.
I tell you what, that's what it was. What I was trying to go for here was kind of putting together a little sequence, trying to tell a story. It was actually, when I scripted it out, it was meant to be a lot longer than this, but because of so many delays and so many more limitations than I expected, you'll see how it probably should have ended, but we end halfway through. But that's okay. I'm still happy with it.
Dude, I'm so pumped. Nuts. Oh-ho! No way! that good oil, son. Oh. Oof. Kadushka. Oh. Yes. It's got some like Daniel Schaefer vibes. Oh. You dirty, dirty egg. Oh. Breaking eggs. Damn.
Thank you. Dude, I tell you what, I destroyed so many egg cartons trying to fit my camera in there. It was just so bad. I would have liked to have finished that video with the egg being fried and done, but I couldn't get it. I couldn't get us there.
Your relationship was fried by that point.
That's right. Also, our delivery of food arrived, so we called it at that point too.
Oh, you weren't going to have eggs for dinner?
No. That was just prop eggs.
Eggs are banned from your household now.
We can never go back to the egg.
Dude, that was so good.
Thank you very much. I'm happy with it. When I make videos, I work with these like amazing camera ops with cameras and lights, and they make it look so easy. And then I tried to set up lighting in my kitchen. It was the biggest nightmare of all time. I'm working with just a glorified umbrella. So it's like a real hack job all the time.
Great challenge though, dude. That was awesome.
Well done. Round of applause. POV.
Get some F's in the chats. Baby.
F's
in the chats.
Doesn't that just mean follow though? F for follow.
I thought it was like claps.
Don't know. I'm so old. I don't know what's going on anymore.
It was a lady from my university, and she was like, "Oh, so you studied here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I studied here." And then she's like, I was like telling her about my course, and she was like, "Oh, so that's about a decade ago." And I was like, "No." She's like, "Yeah, it was 2010." And I had to like do the math, and I was like, holy shit.
I am so old.
I am so old. But then there was the girl that I was actually doing some work with who was like a young student. At the end of the day, she was like, "Oh, so what do you study?" And I was like, so that made me feel so much better. I was like, "Oh, that's nice."
Because she thought you were like a really, really senior student.
Yeah, she thought I was a lecturer. Dr. Video.
Video PhD. Yeah.
I'm Professor Pixels. Anyway, time for some questions.
That's me traveling into the future and the past to collect questions.
My cousin M said, "Is cereal soup?"
Oh, that is a great question. I actually think that might be my favorite question we've ever got.
It's pretty good, right?
Is cereal soup? I've never considered that. I'm just going to answer it poorly, but also adequately by saying yes. Not just soup, but the world's most delicious soup. Move over pumpkin, move over chicken and corn, because welcome Weetabix or Fruit Loops.
Cheerios.
Cocoa Pops.
Nutri-Grain. Iron Man food, aka sugar pellets.
I want to eat some cereal soup for dinner tonight.
Oh, sorry, we just broke up then, but that's fine.
What do you mean we broke up?
We broke up!
No!
The prophecy was correct! Episode 6 was the final episode! It's like, oh, so was it mutual? You're like, no, it's just bad Wi-Fi.
Hashtag love NBN.
You've got a question for us?
Coming in hot. What is the hypotenuse?
The hypotenuse! Do you know?
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like pot plants in high places. The high pot in Ooze.
Correct.
I'm not sure.
Nailed it. Henry Pythagoras, isn't it?
Yeah. It is something to do with corners and shapes. There's two types. There's one is to work out the like angle of a shape. And the other one is if you get a big pot plant, you fill it up with goo.
Yes.
And you put it in a high place, then it becomes a high pot of ooze.
I don't know which one our loyal If You Squint follower was asking about, but either way, you've got it.
You got it. We got you, girl.
Would you like another question?
I would love another question.
The question coming in hot from Don Burrito.
Don Burrito in the house.
How do you tell a girl you like her without her telling her friends first?
How old is Don Burrito?
Don Burrito is 11.
11. Thank you for adding in Don Burrito. How do you tell a girl that you like her before but before she tells her friends?
So I think my interpretation is that he's 11 and then the lady cat that he's after is about 11 and he has told her that he likes her or he wants to tell her, but he's worried that she's going to seek counsel in her friends first and her friends will have some sway over her.
But why doesn't Don want them to know? Is it one of those things where he wants to ask her and if she says no, then he can move on to the next one?
No!
He doesn't want to spoil the pool of women in his immediate circle.
I can empathize with the man. You know, if you enter like a family or something and it's like the family doesn't like you or like a new friendship group or something like that. You have a friend, but you don't like your friend's friends. Like that's a thing that happens. I guess my piece of advice was like, the answer is that you can't tell her and then not have her persuaded by her friends because they're her friends, right?
That's right. Part of a package deal. Realistically, I reckon this Don Burrito is a good kid and he's probably overthinking it. If he just wants to tell this girl that he likes her, you do that, you put it out into the universe and you see what comes back. See how it goes.
Hell yeah.
Unless her friends are psycho. I don't think they're going to come back and be like, oh, that's disgusting. Yeah. And if that is the case, then, I mean, he's got more challenges down the road anyway, even if she didn't tell her friends.
Even if we were to give you like a cheat answer or something, it's like, well, you get her on her own, you ostracize her from her friends, which you don't want to do. But even if you were to do that, maybe that's a short-term win, not a long-term kind of thing. That's never going to work out, you know what I mean?
Dude, I'm so glad I don't live in that world.
I know, right?
Oh dear. The risk of getting your heart crushed by your 11-year-old crush that's tough.
It's rough. Our hearts go out to you, Don Burrito.
Hey, good luck, Don Burrito, though. I reckon go for it. Go out, put your heart on your sleeve and tell her, and make sure to let us know what happens.
And as Eli always says, and definitely fully made up, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. It's the first time I've heard that phrase, but I'll take it. Listen, you got to be in it to win it, my friend. You got to be in it to win it.
You got to risk it to get the biscuit.
Yes, what he said.
Hey, good luck.
Okay, and so last question for the day. One that Secret Admirer wrote in.
Ew.
It says, hey, do you come here often?
Probably not as often as we should, to be honest. We don't come here as often as we plan to either.
It's just the two of us making a podcast together, but somehow we find ways to fill our schedules with other things.
I know. It's madness. I would say for me, it's like, it's a priority and yet.
It's a highlight of my week.
Yeah, ditto.
The editing, not so much. But the filming, I enjoy thoroughly.
That's fun. Thank you, Anonymous, for saying to come around here often.
Love that question.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous. Great question. And that's it. End of episode 6. How fantastic. We had some technical difficulties, which is why we're currently talking to each other on our phones at the moment rather than Zoom.
They don't know that.
Oh, they know now.
You're naked.
Because we have no idea what each other's doing. I hope it's funny. I hope you're looking enthralled and hilarious.
Just the whole time, I'm just like dancing in the background.
Dancing on the ceiling. Dancing on the ceiling. Dude, let's chat some more in episode 7.
I'll see you in the next episode.
Peace. That was beautiful.
F's in the chats, baby.